Why are you here?
Your niece has made a claim that Miss Robin Barnett has been mistreating and abusing you and your home.
Has you been abusing me, Bird?
No, Uncle, I have not.
Well,
Do you see this, Mr. Gray? Your niece and her son claim that Miss Barnett has stolen your money and is allowing you to live in squalor.
there might be some dust here and there, but I wouldn't call it squalor. Now, officer, hey, I don't remember giving you permission to be rummaging through my house.
I just showed you a piece of fruit, Mr. Gray. What was it?
A navel orange with a hint of green up around where the stem was.
What do you make of the claim about this young woman taking your money?
You live with somebody, Darwin?
I'm asking the questions, Mr. Gray.
Right, you licensed by the city. Now, I asked you that question because if you do live with somebody and my niece said that somebody was stealing your money, how would I know if that was true or not?
Why would she lie?
Why would I lie? For that matter, why would Robin lie?
Your niece is just trying to safeguard your money and your property.
Oh, and if you deem me incompetent, then my niece is the one who will end up with my property and my money. Ain't that right?
Do you mind if I take a look around your apartment, sir?
This the reason why I don't let everybody in my house, bro. You can't even trust the goddamn paramedics. You in there stealing? Why the girl? This what I'm saying. Then he gonna see the camera up there. It's already too late. Put it back.
Really know if this is my last time, but what I know is I'm feeling just fine. My life is like a rap carpet, and I'm feeling like the richest millionaire. This is my local mayor, and I'm the biggest star around here.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clips. Preying on old folks, old people. This has been going on for so long. You know, like this show is about it in a sense. I remember the movie The Beekeeper started out with it. But as you get older, you see this more and more and more. And it lets you know how weak people are in society. And I'm not talking about the phrase, you can tell how a society is by the way it treats its old folks and weak people or hurt people or kids or whatever. Because I'm talking about the weak people who try to take advantage of this. Like, the older you get, the more you get phone call. And it's always somebody from some business trying to ask you your personal information to figure out a way to get money out of you. It's just, hi, I'm of this business. Is your name this? And do you live here? And can we do this for you? It's like, man, I don't know you, man. Get out my face. But I think about that with my grandparents, my great grandparents. A lot of people's family members, like in this clip of the show, family members trying to get custody of him, to make sure to actually get the money that's coming to him. And at this particular point, he got his mental faculties. He had been off for a minute, but he knew when people were doing dirty stuff. And the niece that wanted him or wants his stuff, and her son is stealing from her. The son's particularly stealing from him. And the son believes, like, I thought you was out of your mind, so I didn't think you would know that I was stealing from you. So it doesn't count. And unfortunately, I think this is how people are in real life. Like, you got some of these people who, so it's unfortunate you send people to old folks' homes, and some of them are old folks' homes, some of them are old folks' prisons. Get them there. They can't reach out to nobody, talk to nobody. It's in a mix. My grandfather died like that. He went to an old folks' home, and they abused him and starved him to death. And me and the guy didn't, we didn't necessarily get along, but I say this. if I find out the people that was starving them to death, and I just happened to be in the room with them, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand, I know other people's family members who got beaten, assaulted in the other way, um, because people just thought it was let me take my frustrations out on these people, and then um, there are people who died. True story. During the pandemic, had a family member pass away because they had a healthcare provider that wanted to run the streets. So she wanted to run the streets and kick it because it's not a big deal. She brought COVID back to my family member, and family member health went right downhill, and then she died. But she old, so it's the old age, and it's like, no, it's you. But then you have the thing where you have people who, you know, try to steal all of their property, whether they be somebody who's in business, whose their business is to prey on the elderly and hope that they're by themselves, or they're in or they're in the family, and they're the lazy kind in the family that's just waiting on people to get old so they can push them out of the stuff that they own because they didn't do anything with their life. So this is their come up in life, as then, like this thing with the state that was in a clip. Like sometimes I've seen, how can I say this? People push the envelope in hopes to get a person with with a person who they know is not going to do well, because they know at some point that person is going to lose the property, and the state could probably take over, or somebody could get it for pennies on a dollar. So sometimes y'all really think, the state is on your side, or these people are on your side by putting all the funds and things in your hands. No, they know you're an idiot and you're going to blow it, so they'll be able to take over everything in about a year, 2 years. Because some of y'all, try to kill these people when they're in your custody. You forgot their medications, you forgot to feed them. Oh, they fail. My grandmother, I remember she got something happened to her. She got sick before she passed, and my aunt went to pick her up, and she was in my father's house, and her arm swole up. He just sitting there, like, but in my mind, I'm like, yeah, you trying to get your mama to die so you can get some money out of her. So I wound up taking her to the hospital and just like, we leaving, we moving. So saw it on that end also. You get what I'm saying? And then the clip with the cop, I've seen that, where people come and they look for stuff and try to and do these little passive things to try to find an angle to push the line on the older person because they older, and I've seen older people help people, and the very people that they help bully them. I'm gonna take your stuff, you don't need it. It's like, hey man, okay, I'm gonna see you for that. you know um because unfortunately, like I said, there's a lot of weak people in the world who they prey on old people. And the sad thing about this is, like a lot of things in America and American culture, there's like protective shield as far as bureaucracy around these type of people. They're anonymous because they're callers. They work for a company in the old folks home, so you don't necessarily know exactly who's the one doing it because they're trying to cover it up. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, we don't know what's going on type of stuff. People who work for the city or state, sometimes they come in and they do stuff, and then they hide behind their job, even though they were pushing a line for real. Um, I hate to say this, but sometimes some people in the medical field, they could render service to you, but I'm like, man, forget that old fool. Like, family members, it's the same thing. Same thing. Um, and for some odd reason, like I think it's one of those things that's often overlooked because people don't see themselves as getting old. And unfortunately, I think this is going to be more and more prevalent in the future because people really don't have morals and ethics like that. And there's not and people don't see a consequence in, an old person working a life to get to retirement, and you still a retirement, and just have them out here, as a Walmart greeter, not understanding what just went on. Same thing with like some of these companies and investment. So let's say, we got this new investment, we need to invest in this, and it's like, oh, okay. And let me flip this around. These companies rob old folks too. Their healthcare keep rising and rising and rising. The cost of everything as they age rises and rises to the point where they're uncoverable, or they can't cover themselves with their own insurance because, if their retirement is this amount, the insurance then went to an astronomical amount. Like, so either you're gonna be covered or you're gonna die. Come on, which one we gonna do? And it's like, okay, this is what we doing. Now, some people are, and I know people who got Alzheimer's, or they started, losing things, and so you had to take their car away from them and that type of stuff. But I know the people who had to do those things and still took care of those old people, and I know of the people who did those things to really try to lock that person in. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, you got to be close to the situation to see what's really going on. And unfortunately, um, people prey on old people like they say, abusive boyfriends and husbands, or they isolate them, so it's hard for you to find them and catch them. You get what I'm saying? And even at old folks' homes, you gotta be constant when you go there. You gotta be constant because can't some of these people, they're not good people, man. They're not good people. Period. They don't take care of these folks. They destroy them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that is. Um, and there comes a point where you got to ask yourself, you know, and I'm going to do it with the financial part when I say this. You think it's okay to rob a person of what they've accumulated in their life because because you're lazy in your life. Just like it's an okay thing, like, oh, nobody will ever know type stuff. And I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna end it. Some of y'all worry old folks to death, and that's what kills them. And y'all know that y'all gonna kill them with that. And what I mean is, some of y'all, it's always something drama going on. Y'all always need something, always need help, always, an event. Oh my God. And you keep this old person worked up. And you got old people in their 60s, 70s, 80s trying to save you from yourself. And that's the way you have a relationship with them until one day they have a heart attack or a stroke or something behind you. And you like, oh, well, I can move into the house. Let me get the car. I hope they leave me something. And it's like, you a raggedy mother. Some of you people, man, If I could just be in a room with y'all 5 minutes and lock the door, I swear to God. I'm gonna leave it, man. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, know I gave you everything I had.